Yo, what's up? This is your YouTube host for Happy New Year and birthday in next 2 days. I'll be 51, so the old joke is I'll be 15 for 51 years old. And as always, please like, share, sub. We're at 41 subs so far for this channel. Had 30 something, which I'll say later. At least 30 likes, which is awesome. Keep it going. So in this video, we'll talk about Wells Fargo. We'll talk about my credit builder account. We'll talk about March. We'll talk about YouNow. We'll talk about all the news that's going on in the world, like rain, fires, Trump, and some of it new. So I apologize. But anyway, let's get on with the story, right? Okay, so presetting the date on this one. So, financial part of it. So, as of January 11th, 2024, which would have been 25, I'm sorry, I changed my direct deposit to TechCU, which originally was my mom's account, which is now my account. The only part of it I can't touch is the IRA, that has like almost like 100 something in savings. But I can use a checking account. So, which means as soon as I can, I'm going to order new checks. I already have checks I have with them, but I'll, of course, always got to change the addresses on the previous checks, and you know how that goes, right? Okay, instead of Wells Fargo, I also started a credit builder account. So instead of them giving me my credit card on the 4th payment, they give it to me on the 3rd, which I already have, which is the 10th loan payment towards my $300 credit limit, which will be effective as of August. Limit will be paid off by August, but I just paid one today, so my next one's not until the 5th of February, which will go hopefully into the newer account, not Wells Fargo. So after, if I don't turn it off on my birthday, my debit card, I will turn it off the day after my payday, the next payday, which will be the 24th, which that one will go into TechCU. I'll explain a little later. Credit will be paid off by August. So the initial credit limit right now is $68.67. I already paid the first payment of $29.99. Was already made. So every payment will up my credit limit each month. Current credit score right now, according to TechCU, not Wells Fargo, is 507. Actually, that's kind of wrong. Sorry. Well, so TechCU says I'm at 571 is what TechCU says. One second, let me verify that. Hope your holiday was fine. Hope your Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I've worked both Christmas and New Year's, so I can see a difference in pay, which I really didn't see any difference, even though I wasn't lower than 600 in pay, which is nice. But this next payout is going to be my vacay and my regular hours on top of it, which would be nice. Would be really nice. Okay, so my current score is 571, which is still considered me unfavorable, because to even think about credit, you have to be at least 600, 700 or above. But I'm at 571 as of this post, according to TechCU. Then back to direct deposit. Then change my direct deposit from Wells Fargo to TechCU to go into effect on January 24th, which means it would be available between 12 and 8 a.m. that Friday morning instead of Wednesday. Then I'll turn off my debit card, which means instead of Wednesday early pay, I will go back to the old-fashioned Friday payday. So my boss did approve for my 3 days for my birthday, which actually wound up being 7 because 2 of us paid out, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is 4, so 7 days. From the 7th to the 13th. Even though I didn't write it that way. Then she approved to go see Mr. Bond. Hope he's safe. They're out there in LA. From March 10th to the 14th, total vacate from March 7th to the 16th. And I did reserve my Uber from my phone. Tucson they did on March 10th, 2025. So I did pick up at 5:40 a.m. to arrive at the station by 5:55 with a departure at 6:20 a.m. to Santa Barbara. Also reserved my ride from March 7th to get my haircut, roughly $25 for a 30-minute haircut session for old-fashioned barber. YouTube. So thanks for all the likes. I didn't think it would give that so many. Whomever the person that I'm not sponsoring on this thing that's helping me, thank you so much. At some point I will pay for the followers for YouTube. But I thank you so much for giving me up to almost 37 likes on the last video on December 22nd, 2024. Thank you so much. And I currently have 41 subs. I was at 36, so I went up at least 5 subs, which is awesome. So now, to YouNow. So on YouNow, I'm at my 2nd crown. I'm working on my 3rd crown. I don't have to the other 2 because I don't remember which. I know one of my accounts is very weak, and I don't want to get rid of it. But anyway, so first YouNow. Find me out on YouNow. Derek Curley _90401 is my primary account. My diamond balance is 102,412. My total cash value, if I were to cash out my diamonds, is $10.24 USD. My producer, I need to send 18,870 more likes by January 15th, which is not going to happen, to secure my status. So out of 40,000, I've already sent 21,130 in likes. I have 16.86 experience to level 102, which gives me 50,000 bonus pearls. My props, I'm at 5.1 mil. Pearls, I'm at 16,047. And I have 1.66k fans, 316 fan of. Whoops, and thanks to Marcus, Page, and DJ. Thanks for being my top 3 fans in the broadcast. Last stream on that one was January 4th, 2025, and I got 3,776. Thank you to, I'm calling him Stoner. I know the first word. But, thank you for giving me the 104 or 108,000 likes in that one stream that one night. That was so awesome. The secondary one is Bomby Boy 2023. That one has 2,310 cash value 23 cents. That one I need to send 20,490 more likes by January 15th. So I've already sent 19,510 likes out of 40,000. Level 0.4355 experience to level 50 plus 1,500 bonus pearls or bars, however you want to call it. My props, I'm at 99,310. Oh, sorry, I didn't put chest in there on the first one. I'm at 7.9, which I will open tomorrow. Coins, 15,115. I have 580 fans. 83 fan of. Thanks to Rocco, DJ, and Carney. 6. Thanks for the being the top fans in the stream. Did I not? I went too fast on that one. Got a neighbor that doesn't frickin' listen. I told him he's going to frickin' hell. Alright, so breakdown. So next year vacation. See Mr. Bomb. So Barber is on $307.25. That's $25 for cut. From home to Barber, I will leave at $223. Arrive at $249. So at least $50. Even though if I'm coming back in traffic, you can claim at least under $100 for a total ride. Hotel, March 10th to March 14th. Extended stay, Monrovia, California. Check-in would be for me, because I arrive in Glendale at 4:30, and I'll roughly get there between 5 and 5:30 if I saw the time right. Checkout's gonna be way early. Checkout's gonna be March 14th at 8:45 a.m. Total cost for the hotel right now is at $414.83 for a 4-night stay. We'll make train reservation because I just re-looked at my thing. January 23rd, 2025 from Amtrak, San Jose to Glendale, California. 3:10 is when I'm leaving. Leave San Jose at 6:20 a.m. Arrive in Glendale at 4:33 p.m. That's $99 for one way, we'll say. And then return is 11:26 a.m. Arrive back in San Jose at 8:25 a.m. And total cost is $173. The return trip is $74. Uber, like I said, leave San Jose leave my home at 5:30 a.m. Arrive at Diridon at 5:45 a.m. So that's going to be $33.12 for Uber. Uber Monrovia, leave at 5 p.m. from Glendale Station. Arrive at the hotel at 5:24 p.m. That's at least I probably estimated a little bit higher, but I'm saying $72 when I wrote this. Okay, storage totes. I wanted to do it on this paycheck, but I couldn't because rent comes first, unfortunately, which was paid today. Not by choice. Anyway, storage totes. We'll be starting to buy some for a future move from Home Depot on January 29th. I'm going to buy 4 totes. It will cost about $43.66. We'll do same day delivery from Home Depot, and we'll do a 4-hour window. So I know this story was this month. I can't remember when. But anyway, an urgent weather warning has been issued for 3 West Coast states after a bomb cyclone is expected to unleash hurricane conditions in the region. The National Weather Service alerted residents in Northern California, Oregon, and Washington to potential hurricane force winds at catastrophic flooding and feet of high elevation snowfall this week. Meteorologist Ryan Mao said that the central pressure of this bomb cyclone will fall almost 70 millibars in 24 hours, reaching pressure levels similar to that of a Category 4 hurricane, like in Florida. The supercharged storm will bring wind gusts of up to 70 miles per hour and pull a Category 5 catastrophic river onto the land that will dump up to 20 inches of rain in certain areas. And a catastrophic river is a long and narrow region of the atmosphere that carries warmth and moisture from the tropics toward Earth's pole. The Category 5 is exceptionally hazardous, bringing intense storm impacts to the land. Storm impacts are expected to begin Tuesday afternoon and persist through the week, possibly stretching into the weekend. Americans living in these areas are advised to find shelter in the interior room on the lowest floor of the sturdy building and avoid cars and mobile homes. The NWS predicted that Northern California, Southwest Oregon will see the highest rainfall totals, potentially resulting in flooding, rock slides, and mudslides. As the storm systems move toward the west coast, Washington, Oregon, California can expect at least 6 inches of rain with over 20 inches if possible in the mountains. The stream of moisture funneling into the mountains could also drop snow from the higher elevations of the Cascades southward into the Siskiyou Mountains of Northern California. This may impact travel in some passes. High winds should kick up on Tuesday and persist into early Wednesday with coastal parts of Northern California, Oregon, Washington, and potentially weathering gusts over 60 or 70 miles per hour. Power outages and downed trees are expected, which I don't think ever happened. Not that I know of. Bomb cyclones form when a mid-latitude storm rapidly intensifies over a 24-hour period. Intensification essentially means a drop in pressure and storms need to drop at least 24 millibars within a 24-hour period to be considered a bomb cyclone. We will talk about LA fires down the page here. It's rare for a storm to lose 70 millibars of pressure this quickly. By comparison, Hurricane Milton, who rapidly strengthened from a Category 1 hurricane to Category 5, lost 84 millibars of pressure in 24 hours. Mao added that the mega bomb cyclone and climate-fueled atmospheric river will dump 8 trillion gallons of precipitation on California, 5 trillion on Oregon, 3 trillion on Washington, and 2.5 trillion on Idaho, totaling almost 20 trillion gallons across these 4 states. Areas affected by burn scars or charred, burned patches of land left behind by wildfire will be especially prone to flooding. That is because burned soil can be as water repellent as pavement, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Mudslides and rock slides are also more likely in areas recently impacted by wildfire, as the loss of trees, vegetation, and their roots leave soils unstable and easily erodible. By Tuesday afternoon, meteorologists predict that heavy precipitation and strong winds will move into the west coast as the bomb cyclone and atmospheric river approach shore. Washington Post forecaster Ian Livingston reported. Current forecast placed the focus of storm conditions from Vancouver Island in California to around Oregon-California border on Tuesday night. Heading into Wednesday, the atmospheric river will probably shift its focus slowly southward from southern Oregon into northern California, Livingston reported. Like, he can cut that a little bit quieter. Toward the end of the weekend into the weekend, rain and high elevation snow could shift toward central or southern California, he added. So this is in addition to, but anyway. Global carbon emissions from fossil fuels have reached a record high, with 37.4 billion tons of CO2 pumped into the atmosphere this year, study reveals. Extreme source systems like this bomb cyclone are likely being fueled by human-driven climate change in a number of ways, according to the Union of Concerned Scientists. For one, rising ocean temperatures create a greater contrast between overland temperatures and the temperature of Arctic air moving south. Storms feed. Storms feed off this ever-widening difference. Additionally, increasing evaporation from land driven by rising global temperatures pumps the atmosphere full of water vapor. When the vapor condenses into clouds, it releases latent heat, which storms use for fuel. Increased water vapor also provides more moisture for storms, resulting in frequent heavy precipitation events. Climate change is also increasing the number of days that the western U.S. will experience atmospheric rivers, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And as warming air and oceans can provide more fuel for astronomic rivers become larger and stronger, they'll become more hazardous as well. Attention Kmart shoppers. The last full-size Kmart in continental U.S. closes as retail giant phase. Addendum. Kmart is still around. Kmart is still online. So please go to www.kmart.com. They are way pricier than what Kmart used to be, but they are still around and they are still online. The time to make final selections at the last full-size Kmart in continental U.S. is nearly up. The once retail giant turned out a signature blue light in New York. The Bridgehampton store, about 95 miles east of Manhattan, closes doors for the final time Sunday night, leaving only one smaller store with a limited selection in Miami left in operation. The company has other stores in Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Target is slated to replace Kmart at the Bridgehampton Commons location in the Hamptons, according to the Long Island Business Journal. The journal reported that the big box giant purchased the lease on the building from Transformerco. At its peak, Kmart had well over 2,000 locations in the U.S. and was among the nation's retail giants. Kmart merged with Sears in 2005 in a deal engineered by hedge fund manager and CEO Eddie Lambert. The combined companies fell behind as e-commerce grew and consumer preferences changed. The merged company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in 2018 and narrowly escaped liquidation. Early in 2019, it was sold to Lambert, who has kept the brands alive on a shoestring budget. Combined Sears and Kmart have closed more than 3,500 stores and cut about 250,000 jobs in the last 15 years. McDonald's Quarter Pounders are trending because the CDC announced an outbreak of E. coli linked to the hamburger. That's a joke after this. McDonald's recalled the Quarter Pounder in 10 states. Side note. Oh, look at the joke. So this happened in lieu of Donald Trump doing his little prank on McDonald's. So, side note, the funny thing is this happened after Trump posted his McDonald's stunt. That's sad. Environment news. The Earth is not going to end on any specific day, but there is a number of possible scenarios for its eventual demise. Sun-induced deoxygenation. In about 1 billion years, the sun will increase in flux, which will lead to a loss of oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. This will make the planet uninhabitable for most life. Runaway green gas effect. In about 4 billion years, the Earth's surface temperature will increase due to a runaway green gas effect. This will create conditions more extreme than present-day Venus and melt the Earth's surface. Absorption by the sun. In about 7.5 billion years, the sun will enter the red giant phase and expand beyond the Earth's current orbit, eventually absorbing the planet. Human-made climate change. If the current pace of human-made climate change isn't mitigated, humans could potentially drive themselves to extinction within the next few centuries. Nuclear war. A nuclear war could also potentially lead to extinction of humans and other species. However, life on Earth has shown resilience throughout history, and new species have emerged after mass extinctions. Finally, the most probable fate of the planet is absorption by the sun. It is about 7.5 billion years after the star has entered the red giant phase and expanded beyond the planet's current orbit. NASA does not provide a specific date for when the Earth will end, but it does believe that the planet could be destroyed if humans continue to deplete energy resources at the current rate. NASA studies climate change and potential threats to Earth, such as asteroid impacts, to help prevent the planet's destruction. Here are some possible ways the Earth could end. Sun's expansion. In about 5 billion years, the Sun will expand into a red giant star. The Sun's gravity will weaken, causing the orbits of the planets to expand. The Sun will also become more brighter and larger, and could fill the sky from the surface of the surviving planet. Earth could be swallowed by the Sun, or the planet could experience extreme heat that causes the oceans to evaporate and the atmosphere to disappear. Asteroid impact. A city-sized asteroid struck the Gulf of Mexico 66 million years ago, killing dinosaurs and most other species on Earth. NASA has a program to identify potential threats to Earth from asteroids. Lack of oxygen. A study published in Nature Geoscience suggests that Earth will eventually die due to a lack of oxygen in about 1 billion years. So we all heard about the drones, right? Well, where are these drone UFOs coming from? Well, after nearly a month of constant sightings from New York to California, the Pentagon and Biden administration still aren't providing any answers. Now, members of Congress and governors are fuming that they can't answer it either. Outgoing Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is calling for the Department of Homeland Security to deploy technology that can track the drones back to their origination spot. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie said Sunday that if the government refuses to take down these drone vigilance will. On Friday, President-elect Donald Trump posted on Truth Social that these drones should be shot down. Quote, mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without the government's knowledge? I don't think so. Let the public know now, otherwise shoot them down. His word. Just a reminder that Americans spend nearly $1 trillion on defense. What do we have to show for it? Oh, okay, this is a longer story. So, there's confusion over the future of the beloved farm. San Jose is changing its relationship with the foundation that operates within Emma Pruitt's farm. Emma Pruitt's Farm Park in East San Jose connects you to nature. It holds the city's largest barn where 4-H animals are housed. But a battle is brewing between a group of volunteer gardeners and the city. Sharon McCrae is the president of the Pruitt's Farm Park Foundation. For decades, the organization has worked to preserve the space as partners within San Jose's Parks and Rec Department. Since 2007, the organization has run a garden that produces food year-round. The foundation runs Emma's Kitchen Garden on a third of an acre, of the same acre. But it's the city that operates the rest of the 46-acre park. The foundation questioned where revenue from a gas station on the property went. The city says the gas station lease generates around $130,000 a year. Quote, the rental for a 10-year period was $854,000, and the city only spent $348,000 here. $113,000 on wages and benefits, so there's $549,000 missing that never went into that account. I'm not saying it's missing, it probably went into the general fund, McCrae says. Rodriguez addresses this issue. All the money is directed to the Emma Pruitt's fund. Money is not missing and it's in the fund. Sounds like prefab homeless housing delayed by mounting flaws. A troubled San Jose modular housing project for homeless residents has hit another snag. The opening of a temporary housing site on Branham Lane has delayed over difficulties ensuring the homes are structurally safe. The project was supposed to be done in April, then June, then October, but now is anticipated to finish construction in early February next month and open no later than May. It comes 7 months after the news outlet first reported how the $70 million factory-made homes hailed as cheap, cutting-edge homelessness solution arrived at the job site unfinished last October and grew mold after sitting out in the rain for weeks. A November 7th memo from City Housing Director Eric Sullivan blames the delays on the project developers DevCon Construction Inc. and subcontractor Volumetric Building Companies, which is responsible for manufacturing the homes, which is to say a lack of coordination caused issues. Installing and prefab homes to the foundation, which is critical to stability and integrity of the homes, and should have been addressed in the initial project review prior to installation. Once completed, the multi-story structure will be one of the first and largest of its kind in the state, one of the largest homeless temporary housing sites in San Jose, containing 204 rooms with private bathrooms and kitchens, and the ability to support up to 612 people annually. The latest delays come after officials found deficiencies in the dwellings, factoring installed waterproofing as well as factoring installation of exterior protective finish. DevCon also found disability access issues with the showers. Meanwhile, the city's planning, building, and code enforcement department found missing critical firewall separations, particularly in the mechanical rooms, as well as plumbing errors made during the factory construction. The modular housing model has been heralded by Mayor Matt Mahane and his predecessor Sam Ricardo as an innovative homelessness solution, because it can be built quicker and at a lower cost than traditional apartment construction. Part of Mahane's plan to tackle homelessness in the city is to provide transitional housing with supportive services to help unhoused residents move into permanent housing. The project is one of them. Okay, so now on to somewhat more. So CVS Health has reached a contract agreement with 8 UFCW local unions in California. The unions had reached a tentative deal with the pharmacy giant in October following a 3-day strike by workers at 7 California pharmacies, which was all down south, nothing up north. And got on the last day that we were supposed to officially strike, which never happened. The new 3-year contract includes pay increase for all employees, with additional increases for workers with 5, 10, 15 plus years of service. I'm 23. The contract also increases the amount of money that the Woonsocket RI-based retailer contributes toward the cost of health insurance for those enrolled in company-sponsored health insurance options, as well as guaranteeing health benefits for those employees who are in union-managed health plan. The contract goes into effect immediately for some 7,000 pharmacy workers in CVS locations across California, which we did get a retro and we did get our current raises. My current wage right now is $20.75 an hour. By the time I trim out in 7 years, I'll be almost at $27, $28 an hour. First 4 Harry Potter movies returning back to theaters, but with added magic. Get ready to dust off your wands and step back into the Wizarding world, because the first 4 Harry Potter films are set to return to theaters nationwide 2025, offering fans a chance to experience the magic of the big screen once again. But this time, there's a special dusting off magic. At select screenings, will be available in immersive formats like 3D or X4DX, bringing the beloved fantasy franchise to a new format, but to the same audience who have loved them for years. I don't know what that word is. Fat Home Events is taking charge of the re-release along with Warner Brothers to bring Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire to multiplexes starting February 13, 2025. After that, the movies will be shown over 3 consecutive weekends, running through Thursday through Sunday. It will also mark the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which originally premiered in 2005. So here's where you can catch each film in theaters. So Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone will be Thursday, February 13th, 20th, and 27th. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Fridays, February 14th, 21st, and 28th. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Saturday, February 15th, 22nd, and March 1st. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire on Sundays, February 16th, 23rd, and March 2nd. Participating theaters include AMC, Cinemark, Regal, Megaplex, and Showcase Cinemas. The first 4 Harry Potter movies will return to theaters on February 13th. The movies are also currently streaming on Max. Stay tuned to Calendar for more updates on the Harry Potter TV series and Wizarding World, and me, of course. Sunnyvale okayed winter hotel rooms for homeless residents. Homeless residents in Sunnyvale will be able to find local shelter from the elements this winter instead of going beyond city limits to get out of the cold. The Sunnyvale City Council on Tuesday unanimously approved a pilot program to book up to 10 hotel rooms at Extended Stay American Suites on Orleans Drive. Homeless residents can take shelter from storms for up to 20 nights. Participants will get 2 meals a day and can be connected to supportive services. The program could launch as soon as next week and is expected to run until April. Council member Elijah Cisneros has been pushing the city to launch a cold weather shelter since 2022. She said she's glad to see it come to fruition this winter because it can save lives. Homeless people die every year from hypothermia and other elements related to overexposure. So far this year, 190 homeless people have died in Santa Clara County, according to the county's coroner's office. Last year, 2001 homeless people died. Hotel rooms will become available when Santa Clara County officials declare in inclement weather events, such as when the National Weather Service announces a cold weather warning or during continuous rainfall. At this time, Sunnyvale's homeless outreach team, run by We Hope, would prioritize getting people into the hotel rooms. The city's budgeted $73,185 for the first year program, with additional $12,000 in contingency funding in case more rooms are needed for more nights. Homeless Service Manager Amanda said the city could consider making the program permanent if it's successful. Climate weather program runs through a hotel are unusual. Santa Clara County does not run a hotel program, but it oversees 2 cold weather shelters. The Mountain View shelter has 30 beds, serves single women and families from November 1st to April 15th. The shelter in Gilroy can serve up to 35 families and will open December 18th to March 15th. Multiple homeless and formerly homeless residents spoke about their experience at the council meeting. Jennifer, who did not give her last name, said she had been homeless for 16 months and the hotel program could have provided relief. Sunnyvale has recently moved forward on multiple supportive services for homeless residents, including contracting for mobile shower and laundry services through We Hope, and approving policies allowing for safe parking sites for people living in their vehicles. Southside has 2 overnight warming shelters with 30 beds each. Jeff Scott, spokesperson for Southside's housing department, said the location opened on December 2nd and will be open every night through April 30th. The rebellious timeline for the closure of Great America, one of the Bay's biggest theme parks, may be coming into focus in 2025. The park will close at the end of October instead of its usual January closure date, the Los Angeles Times reported. In 2022, Cedar Fair, the amusement park giant that owns and operates Paramount Great America, which I went there twice. I know for my high school graduation, I went there. A friend of mom's, her daughter was graduating sometime as we are, a different state. So they came into town and we partied a little bit at Great America for my graduation, and then went to El Poco Loco the night of graduation. Announced it sold. It sold the Santa Clara property to developer Prologis for $310 million. As part of the deal, Cedar Fair had 11 years to wind down operations, shut down the park, but no concrete timeline has been published or publicized. The 112-acre property shares a parking lot with Levi's Stadium and has been in operation since 1970. Great America shuts down seasonally, and the last day of operation for winter season is Sunday. But this year's calendar is substantially curtailed. The Times reported a message to pass holders sent October indicated that 2025 calendar will run from April 5th to late October. That means Winterfest, an annual holiday event with ice skating, sparkling lights, and live entertainment won't happen in 2025. The last day with opening hours on Great America's 25 calendar is October 25. Seamlessly indicating that it won't be open for Halloween either. According to the message to pass holders, Great America won't be holding any special seasonal events in 2025. Alright, so here's the new laws in California for 2025. A new year brings new state laws, with Governor Gavin Newsom signing hundreds of bills addressing many of California's pressing issues. The bills range from cracking down on crime to creating safer spaces in schools for LGBTQ students, all of which will affect Silicon Valley. So here's the first one. Cannabis and alcohol. Assembly Bill 1775 cannabis cafes will be allowed to sell food and beverages that aren't pre-packaged, as well as tickets to performances such as live music. Purple Lotus opened Sounds' first downtown retail storefront for cannabis this year. Senate Bill 969, the bill allows local governments, including city and county, to establish entertainment zones so bars and restaurants can sell alcoholic beverages on public streets and sidewalks. The entertainment zones must be reviewed every 2 years. Assembly Bill 1955, public schools will no longer be able to have or create policies requiring staff to contact a student's parents about the child's sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression without the student's consent. Gabriel Antonovich, board president of the Billy DeFrank LGBTQ Center, said she's happy Newsom signed the bill. When she was growing up, she said staff at her school told her parents about her attraction to women, which led to the shaming. Quote, the school is a place of education where you can learn about who you are and you get to experiment with what that feels like until you are ready to tell your family, she told Sunday Spotlight. The bill comes during a local uproar over LGBTQ topics in the classroom. In Cupertino, a non-binary teacher was placed on leave after her parents grew upset over material relating to gender identity expression in her classroom, or their classroom. Okay, so this one's for Silicon Valley. Assembly Bill 1825, the Freedom to Read Act, prohibits public libraries from banning books on the sole basis of inclusion of race, nationality, religion, gender, identity, sexual orientation, disability, and political affiliation. The law requires all public school libraries to adopt a collection development policy to guide the selection and deselection of library materials and establish a process for the community to share concerns over materials by January 2026, so by next year. Assembly Bill 1821, California public schools will be required to teach the impact of the mission period and gold rush on Native Americans. Assembly Bill 1780, the bill will ban legacy admission along with prioritized admission for students associated with donors for colleges that accept state funding beginning in September. AB 375, food delivery services such as DoorDash and Uber Eats will have to provide customers with the first and last name of their delivery driver along with a photo. Yes. I mean, if they can do it for a regular Uber, why can't they do that for both? Effective in March. Housing, Senate Bill 1211, tiny homes, also known as accessory dwelling units, are an ever-growing trend in Silicon Valley. The bill increases the maximum number of ADUs on a site with multifamily dwellings from 2 to 8, depending on the number of existing homes. San Jose was the first California city to allow the sale of ADUs as condos to help create more stable housing. Senate Bill 450, the bill required local governments to drop certain zoning requirements, making it easier for homeowners to divide their homes into as many as 4 separate units. It strengthens Senate Bill 9 passed in 2021, which allows homeowners to subdivide lots for new construction and build up to 4 homes on each lot. Senate Bill 1395, also known as the Interim Housing Act, the bill makes it easier for cities to build temporary tiny homes for homeless residents. Assembly Bill 2347, new legislation also increased tenant protections. The bill authorized by Local District 25 Assembly Member Ash Kalra gives tenants 10 business days to respond to eviction notice rather than 5, which this property did it on 8. So they're shy by 2 days, where they could have had rent in. The bill could help some residents. A recent audit found that San Jose does not have clear guidelines for taking action against property owners who break the law and usually evict tenants or unjustly. Employment. Senate Bill 988, the Freelance Work Production Act will require independent contractors to be paid on or before their contract date, on or later than 30 days after service completion if there's no specific date. Assembly Bill 2123, employees will be allowed to use paid family leave without having to use vacation hours first. So crime. Since I'm in retail. Proposition 36 was passed by 68.4% of voters statewide rather than receiving Newsom's signature will impact crime in Santa Clara County. The proposition escalates the punishment of people who have repeatedly committed some drug and theft crimes for a misdemeanor to a felony and lengthens some felony sentences. That's not what I was thinking. Okay. The law also allows some people who complete a drug or mental treatment to have their charges dismissed. It will take effect after December 18th. San Jose Mayor Matt Mayhem was a strong supporter of the proposition. Quote, says, I champion Prop 36 because we need better tools for holding repeat offenders accountable and ensuring that people suffering from severe addictions get treatment, he told San Jose Spotlight. But it will only make a difference if state and county leaders expand the inpatient treatment capacity and are willing to use these new tools to compel people to use it. Journalism like this can't exist without reader support. that was shown other. Sorry. All right. So Assembly Bill 2475, the bill increases how long an increased individual who has been committed a violent crime can be held in a mental health facility for 5 days, up to 30 days. If a judge deems that they can be released, the bill aims to give the state more time for a more comprehensive release plan, such as housing. Senate Bill 1414 bill raises the classification for soliciting and buying sex from minors under 16 from a misdemeanor to a felony. Assembly Bill 3209, the bill authorized by Local District 23, Assembly Member Mark Berman allows retail stores to get a restraining order against a person who steals, vandalizes the store, or assaults employees. Restraining order violations can receive a misdemeanor. California Rail Plan calls for a $310 billion program to expand electrification passenger service. The state of California has unveiled a $310 billion plan to expand the state's rail network to increase its share of passenger travel from 2% to 20% by 2050 through a network featuring extensive electrification and zero-emission operations. The new state rail plan was announced January 7th by Governor Gavin Newsom. It envisioned an electrified network, going beyond the current high-speed rail system under construction, including additional service or new routes that are part of the Federal Railroad Administrator's Corridor Identification and Development Program, announced in late 2023. Quote says, "Our vision is simple. By 2050, every Californian should be able to choose rail as a way to get to their destination, near or far," Newsom said in a press release. "Our rail plan is ambitious, but as the world's fifth largest economy, bursting with talent and innovation, we're ready to take on the challenge," said State Transportation Secretary Tokes Ameshaken. Quote, "Critically, this plan pushes beyond the status quo, improving multimodal options, clean air, and equitable access to jobs and other opportunities, all vital components of thriving community." There are currently 5 major fires in the Los Angeles area, and the destruction has been truly and fully hellish. According to Los Angeles Times Fire Tracker, the Lydia fire is the most contained. The Palisades fire has destroyed over 2,000 homeless businesses and buildings and killed at least 5 people. It is being called one of the most destructive fires to hit the region in memory. There's a lot of blame going around for Democratic leaders in the state who cut funding to Los Angeles Fire Department, rolled back fire management programs, and scaled back lodging, which could reduce fire hazards in the state. All of it invalid, but authorities have not confirmed the source of any fires. In Paradise, California, which authorities tried to mitigate fire risk with controlled burns, residents complained enough to halt the burns, according to national disaster expert and forest debris expert John Bollock. He says that before California was too populous, these fires were regular and less consequential and even helpful to the forest fauna. But with the opposition to forestry and controlled burns and current drought conditions, fires like this are more devastating. So, is the blame game really all that easy? It's not. Democrats don't seem to have help, but they don't seem to be the sole cause either. $10 billion, that could be the amount of losses and insurance faced from the Los Angeles fires, according to estimates by J.P. Morgan Chase. The massive Palisades fire in Southern California is burning at a rate of about 5 football fields per minute, with no end in sight. The fires are fed by the Santa Ana winds and dry conditions in Los Angeles, and 2 more fires broke out in Los Angeles County on Wednesday. The fire hydrants are empty because Los Angeles refused to fill the water reservoirs. Angelenos were told just a few days ago that their water supply was good, but that hasn't helped this tragedy in one little bit. Residents are also wondering if their fire department has been a victim of DEI priorities. In 2022, the City Council voted to appoint Deputy Chief Kristen Crowley, the first woman to openly gay person to lead the Los Angeles Fire Department. When she took the job, she said their priority was diversity and inclusivity while fighting climate change. Now on to President Trump. President Trump is set to be sentenced for his bookkeeping case related to the payment of Stormy Daniels on Friday, but he and his lawyers have asked the Supreme Court to block the sentencing hearing. Quote, this court should enter an immediate stay for further proceedings in the New York trial court to prevent grave injustice and harm to the Constitution of the presidency and the operation of the federal government, his lawyers argued. His lawyers did not argue that the president's Sixth Amendment rights were violated by this trial, which they were. His argument revolves around the office of the presidency. There is no guarantee that the court takes up this case to prevent the hearing, but the judge in this case, Juan Merchan, has indicated that he would not sentence the president-elect. He would not sentence the president-select to prison time. Meanwhile, the special counsel investigation by Jack Smith has put on hold for publication by a U.S. district judge. The president-elect lawyers has urged against publication, but so had the co-defendants who were still defending themselves. Publishing this before those people had a full right to a defense would be wrong, especially since they were still defending their not guilty pleas. Attorney General Merrick Garland opposed the ruling and says it would like to release the least part of the report and pertains to President Trump. He has just days to do it before the president-elect takes office, and he clearly wants to. So, that being said, this is your Happy New Year upload for January 9th, 2025. The next upload, if it's not at the end of the month, it will definitely be at the beginning of February, and we'll see how closer I am to buying Amtrak, buying hotel, buying totes, cleaning up things. So, and like always, check me out on Instagram. If you find me and the account's working, awesome. But even on you now, some of the IG links don't work anymore because they actually disabled it. So, and if they do work, awesome. But I took mine off because it was pointless. But anyways, if you like this video, sorry for my mouth being choppy. But anyway, give me a like, give me a share, give me a sub. We're at 41. Hopefully by the time we do another one, we're at 51 subs. So let's see if we can get 9 more subs. And definitely more viewers, which helps the algorithm here on YouTube. So I will see you soon. and have a good day. Heard that.